Welcome to Your City at Work. I'm your host, Public Information Officer Pam Spencer, and with Your City at Work, this is a new show, and we're going to take you out on location to see the employees, the projects, the large equipment of what's going on around the City of Paducah. Today, we're going to find out how did these leaves get here, what's the process of picking up a leaf, the vacuum truck, and the compost facility, and I'm going to get dirty today, so stay with us. Joining me now is Larry Coley, Public Works Supervisor for the City of Paducah. Hi, Larry.
Hi.
Tell me a little bit about your responsibility and how long you've been with the city. You've seen a lot with the city.
Yes, I've been with the city for 20 years. Started out back in the shop cleaning garbage trucks, and now in the street division, we take care of picking up the leaves, picking up brush during storms, taking care of alleys, ditches, just about anything you can imagine.
Well, before we talk about leaf season, you just got through with a huge project. After that September 14th windstorm that moved across the area, the city had a lot to pick up. Tell me what happened that day. That was the day that it was the remnants of Hurricane Ike that crossed the area. We had wind gusts more than 50 miles per hour. So that really caused a lot of problems for the residents and the city. What has the city been doing to pick up all of the debris?
Well, we've had several, our knuckle booms out. We've had one, we have rented several trucks out with the men just picking it up by hand. We also got a couple of large trucks from a contractor here in town that we loaded them with our knuckle booms, which helped clear a lot of stuff a lot faster. And we also had another contractor come in with his own equipment and trucks, and they worked for approximately 2.5 weeks to pretty well finish things up. We've now got everything cleaned up from that storm finally.
So now you can focus on leaf season, and to most people you think, okay, leaves fall, they do it every year, you're used to this, so you just go out, bag the leaves, and the city picks it up. This is big for the Public Works Department and the City of Paducah. The residents, they really expect a quick, efficient service, and that's something you guys have to provide.
Exactly, yes. Of course, we provide the bags for everyone in the city, and once they get those bagged up, we have a couple of trucks that go around. They have a schedule for each area each day, picking those up, and then we have also the loose leaf, as we call it, with the leaf machines that go around sucking the leaves up. Slow kind of process, but everyone works pretty good on it, and we get it done.
Get it done as fast as you can.
Fast as we possibly can, yes.
And you've changed the process over the last few years. You've tried biodegradable bags, you tried the leaf vacuum trucks, but you're back to just the standard bagging the leaves and the residents bagging the leaves, putting them next to the curb, and then you guys pick it up. So why has that been the best way?
Well, it seems that it goes quicker that way. You can get, spend less fuel for one thing on running those vehicles. Less manpower if they're bagged, so that we have time to do other projects that we do have going on. Just much easier on us.
Now you still have the leaf vacuum trucks, and that's one that's going on in the background, but that is just for certain areas. It's not for every resident to rely on, is it?
Exactly. We try to maintain the curb and gutters with those, and usually later on in the leaf season, we'll concentrate more on the ditches at that time, trying to keep things stopped up. We'll get them out in the ditches more if it looks like we're going to have a lot of rain and stuff to try to help with flooding, keeping that down. But usually we rely mostly on the bags. So.
Now, what can the residents do to make the process easier for Public Works Department?
Mainly use the bags that are given to you. That's the main thing. And when you do bag them, put them where that your garbage is picked up. try not to put them in the gutters, in front of the catch basins, not down in the ditches. This tends to cause flooding. Put them on the back side of the ditch, up on the curb would be great. That's the main thing they can do, to help us.
And don't put anything else in the bags except leaves.
Exactly. You may not get them picked up right away if they have sticks. We have a lot of people that put potted plants, stuff of that nature in those, and we tend to leave those because they have to be separate from the leaves when they go to the compost area.
Okay, well, in just a few seconds, we're going to go down to that vacuum truck and see how it works.
Okay.
We've now wandered a little closer to the action. This is the vacuum truck, and Larry, tell me a little bit about the truck, how it works, and safety features, and how do you operate this thing?
All right. Of course, first start off just like just a regular dump truck, and we put the leaf box on it, which contains the leaves. It's kind of a unique deal. On top of it is expanded metal, which is just an open type metal, and inside the box on the top we put burlap.
So that the leaves don't blow out, or?
Well, yeah, it keeps the leaves out, but lets the air out in order to keep a good vacuum going, and in order to pack the leaves in the box. Then the machine itself, it's just like your vacuum cleaner at home, basically. The back hose, which is turned around there and hooked up now, that's what actually sucks the leaves up. Inside here you have a big propeller inside this housing, just like on your vacuum cleaner.
Right.
Blows the leaves into the box.
And just the vacuum action is actually what compacts the leaves.
Vacuum,
so there's not really a compactor in there or a mulcher?
No, just the force of the machine blowing them into the box compacts them in there.
And it's pretty strong.
Yes, it's pretty strong. It sucks up brick bats, small animals, possibly even a small human.
So if somebody's got a mole problem, just
exactly, yeah,
we can take
that'd be
care
nice.
of it.
I don't know if it'd pull them completely up out of the ground, but if they're laying on top, it will. We have one person runs the hose, and then we usually have at least 1 to 2 people raking. The leaves, kind of so the hose man isn't killing himself
and going back and forth with the hose.
So hard. Yeah, they try to keep it kind of in a narrow line so that he doesn't have to work quite as hard, because it gets rough running that hose all day long. Usually they swap out.
And they have safety gear.
Exactly.
Okay, and I don't want to run the hose part, I will run the rake.
Okay.
Okay, so
first off,
who's in this truck today?
Okay,
Who's been running it?
Driving the truck is Thomas Tiny Argo, and then John Kelly's been running the hose, and Tori Myers is raking. On this truck today, we have a couple others out today, but on this one, those are the 3 running it today.
Okay, now I'm going to take over Tori's job for a few minutes. I'm going to do the raking, but first I have to get
all your safety
all
gear
my
on.
safety gear. So
first and foremost, anytime you get out of the truck on the street, you have to have your vest on.
So everybody can see me.
Safety vest.
Okay, these are always very flattering.
Yes.
Let's see if I can get it on over this coat.
It will accentuate your ensemble, I'm sure. And then
well, I think these colors are in.
This machine is very, very loud, almost deafening. So you want to wear your ear protection.
Okay, I've used these before. Squeeze them.
Squeeze them and stick them in. And
then they expand and you can't hear anything.
And even though the burlap is up there, some debris does still get out, small, minuscule parts. So you want to wear your safety glasses.
Okay. And these are stylish. I like these. I think these are Tories. They're
Hollywood,
very nice.
Yes.
Looks good.
And then you always want to wear your gloves, protect your hands, keep from getting those nasty blisters.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be raking all day, but still.
All part of it.
All part of it.
And I'm sure you're wearing your steel-toe boots, as we have to wear in the street department. So.
Well, I couldn't hear that. Couldn't hear that through all the earplugs.
We can tell they are. But the safety gear, it's important. Keep everybody from getting hurt. There's enough dangers out here, getting run over by cars. Lots of times when the leaves are so thick, you can't tell where the culverts may be when you're in the ditches. Several people step off of them in the past, twist an ankle, things like that. So try to watch everything we're doing and keep everybody as safe as we can.
Okay, well, I think we're going to walk over here, turn on the machine, and put me to work.
All right, we can
Okay.
do that.
Okay, let's walk over to this ditch, and you can see that it's definitely full of leaves.
Okay.
And Larry, show me what I'm going to be doing to help actually vacuum these leaves.
Okay.
The raker.
Well, what the raker does, usually we try to get the leaves raked off the banks down
Okay.
into the ditch from both sides. And
So the raker actually has to stand in the ditch.
yes,
And on a good wet day, you're probably standing in a few inches of water.
exactly. You may want to wear your rubber boots that day.
Okay, steel-toed rubber boots.
Yeah, and when you come to these culverts, keep the guy on the hose. He's watching the leaves. He's not watching exactly where he's walking. So we usually try to uncover that so he knows when he
Okay.
gets to the end of them leaves that he's probably got something he needs to step up on.
Okay, alrighty. Well, I'll try to do this good. I'll try. So I guess we're going to go ahead and turn it on, and we'll see how I do at this. I do know how to rake. Well, let me get down in the ditch. Okay, Larry, how did I do? That was only a few minutes.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
Okay.
Not quite as easy as it looks.
No, it's not as easy as it looks, and just in the few minutes that I was doing this, my glasses are fogging, I'm hot, and the temperatures out here aren't that high, and I think I have leaves all over me, so it is a little bit of a messy job.
Yes.
And with these earplugs, I can't hear anything, which is good, because that machine is quite noisy.
Yes.
So
very
that is
noisy.
probably a big part of it. They have to do a lot of hand signals
Yes.
to tell the driver to move forward.
Move forward to get over. A lot of times he's not really aware of how close he is to the ditch of where he needs to be. The man on the hose is telling the raker over here, over there.
Right.
There's a lot of hand signals in it.
And it's a lot to be aware of because you are on the edge of a street, and we're on a back street it just doesn't have that much traffic at this time of day. So I can't imagine on a busier street.
Oh yeah, it's that's where the driver comes in a lot. 'Cause most of the time he's in front, or sometimes the rakers may be out in front, and they kind of keep an eye on it. A lot of times the driver may have to just come to a real quick stop so that the man on the hose will look up, because a lot of times he's not able to hear the horn.
Yeah.
For a warning. So a lot of times just a quick abrupt stop to wake that man up on that hose, to be aware of what may be happening or going to happen.
Because you can get pretty engrossed in it because you're basically looking down so much.
Yeah, you got to look down to see what you're actually doing, and so that's, like I say, it does involve some danger to it.
It does.
So,
Okay. But it was fun. I only had to do it for a few minutes, and
Yeah.
so it's a new respect for the people who have
Yeah.
to do it all day long.
8 hours a day, yeah, your shoulders get pretty sore, and
And then you just
swinging
hear a
that
hum.
hose. Oh yeah, yeah.
You hear the hum of the vacuum truck. So we have 2 vacuum trucks?
I have 3 out
Three.
today,
3
actually.
out today. Okay.
We have probably I think there's actually 4 machines, and then our ugly baby, which is kind of a homemade deal that we've built here that works really, really well. Holds about what 5 of these boxes will hold. So,
well, how often do you have to actually drive to unload one of these as they're vacuuming?
It just kind of really depends on the leaves, how much is out there and all. Once we get in full swing, they'll probably dump somewhere around 3-4 times a day.
Okay. And that's the break. When you're driving to go dump the truck.
Windshield time, as they call it. It's you need all the breaks you can get. Like I said, after a few minutes, you see you're already sweating. And,
oh yeah,
and
I'm
so,
sweating, and temperatures I think are only in the 50s.
Yeah, so it doesn't take long that you're ready for a break. And a lot of times when they're real heavy, they won't get a block, and they'll have to go dump. And so I say it's just kind of a slow process all the way around.
So what would happen if you didn't get the leaves out of the ditches? What would happen in the city of Paducah?
Well, eventually the rain would come, and the leaves would stop up all the catch basins and the driveway pipes, culverts and stuff, and then we'd be fighting the floodwaters. So that's the biggest problem with leaves.
So this is a great service for the citizens.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Larry. I think our next stop is going to go see what happens to the leaves. Where do they go? After we vacuum them up or pick them up, where are we going to take them?
Well, they'll be taken to compost.
Okay.
Compost yard to make compost with.
I think that's one of our next stops. Thanks, Larry.
Okay.
Okay, we're now here at the compost facility, and Larry, this is on North 8th Street, right?
Yes.
Okay, what happens here? You're about to turn us over to a different department, basically, within Public Works.
Yes. Our part is the leaf trucks, like we just seen. This is where they come and dump their leaves, as well as the bag leaves are dumped here. And then I'll let you talk with Mike Ornduff, who is the superintendent of
Solid waste,
okay. and compost facility.
Because we got to find out what happens to the leaves once they're bagged, picked up, or vacuumed up. So, all right.
So he's the man to talk to.
Okay, Larry, thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today.
You.
We're now here at the compost facility, and you can see the bags of leaves around here. I am joined now by Mike Ornduff, Solid Waste Superintendent. Hi, Mike.
Hi, glad to meet you.
Glad to meet you too. And tell us about your responsibilities as Solid Waste Superintendent and how long you've been with the city.
I've been with the city for 18 and a half years.
Okay.
In charge of picking up all the refuse in the city of Paducah and also over the compost yard, you can see.
Now tell us what happens to the leaves after they've been picked up in the bags or they've been vacuumed up in the trucks. They come here to the compost facility. We're on North 8th Street, and behind us we have all the bags.
Yes.
What happens?
We make a big pile of them, and then the operators, they'll load the leaves in the buckets, bring it out here and scatter it out. We hire temporary workers in this fall, like we have here. They start busting them open by hand. That's the only way we can do it, just by each bag busting it open by hand.
And what do you do with the bags once they're empty?
They go in the dumpster box and we take it to the transfer station.
So this is why it's so important to just have leaves in the bags.
Yes, we found car batteries, we found car parts, we found just everything, toys, dog toys, and we have to do it by hand this way because of that, to keep it out of our compost material.
Because these leaves will end up in the compost.
Yes, ma'am.
Now how does that work? How long does the process take, or what do you do once you've emptied the leaves out of the bags and you have a pile of leaves, then where do you take them?
We take them over on the pad here, we make a roll of them. About 30 days, we've got it down now where about 30 days we can have a whole roll of compost, meeting standards and everything.
And they are tested?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Tested.
tell us a little bit about the testing procedure.
We send it off to get it tested. It's tested for fecal matter, solids, and moisture. The metals are tested every 3 months. JSA, Joint Sewer Agency, they actually test it for us. They test for metals and stuff. Right now we're 100%, we haven't had any fails.
So by spring, the leaves that you pick up now or that are placed here will be compost?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can purchase it?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the purchasing?
It's $15 for a 2.5 yard bucket, which is about a pickup truck load. And the regular wood chip compost that we grind the brush people bring in, it's $5 a load.
Well, just quickly summarize what has been going on after the September 14th storm. You have had a lot of debris here at the compost yard, and it looks really good. You've been able to clean a lot of it out. What's been going on?
We've been grinding. We ground right after the windstorm we ground, and most of the time we grind about 3 times a year. We hire a contractor, he comes in and grinds for us. This time it was like a 30-day interval in between them. We had to grind again and try to get rid of the material. So it was pretty hectic over here for a while. It's getting better now though.
I noticed when driving in, it is starting to clear out, which is great because you have leaf season, and so you're gonna have all these bags of leaves coming. And I think we have a truck coming pretty soon to empty some leaves, so I think we're gonna watch that.
Okay.
Then you're gonna show me what he is doing. I got through vacuuming some leaves. I'm still picking leaves out of my hair. Now I get to dump them out of the bag. So we're gonna put on all the safety gear, which let's go ahead and put on the safety gear.
Yes,
what do I need to be out here at the compost facility?
We need a vest.
Now why a vest?
That way when the operators are on their equipment, as much public as we have in here, taking care of the customers and them working on the pad, they've got something they can see.
Okay.
If you're just in your dark coat like that, a lot of times if you're using your mirrors to back up, you can't see you because you're like a shadow to them. But this, it stands out.
And I really like this one. I'm now a supervisor. I got somebody else's vest, so I can understand needing the vest out on the roads, but I just didn't think about it at the compost yard. But you have heavy equipment here.
Very heavy equipment. If it runs over you, it's not good.
It's not good.
It's
okay.
not good. Also need your safety glasses.
Need my safety glasses. No, these aren't as cute as the others. The others were red. I like them. Those were sunglasses. These are, but these are pretty good. They've come a long way in safety glasses.
Oh yes.
They used to be really hideous.
Well, this way, when you're busting the bags and when you're taking the plastic off, if debris does fall on your face, it'll stay out of your eyes.
Okay, and that is just a simple
utility knife.
Simple utility knife.
Yes, ma'am.
Which, okay. Technical error. Show me.
Okay. Push.
Just push.
Very sharp.
That's a pretty heavy one. Okay. Well, you get to do the honors of showing me what's the best way, because there's always a better way of doing something, and how to get the leaves piled
What we
up.
found, well, this one here is already busted. Most time, if you take them by the sides and split the sides, they'll come right out.
So you can just dump them.
Well, if the sides are busted. If sides are not busted, you just take, rip them, and dump them out.
Oh, all these wonderful bags.
And what they do, they might take their foot, pick around, and make sure there's not, like I was telling you, a car battery or something in them.
Even sticks. You really don't even want sticks in here.
No, man. The product itself, we found if we separate our leaves and our brush, we have a finer product, and the public likes the finer product. We're just taking, cut, and done.
Alrighty, I guess I'll
this is what I was. This here.
Now see,
the machine that turns these rolls, if it hits something like this, it goes into 1,000 pieces.
Oh gosh, and that's not good for your mulch either.
It's not good for the mulch. Plus, the people that's buying the mulch, they don't want a bunch of plastic in and around their rose bushes and in their garden and stuff.
So what do you just put that to the side? And...
It goes to the side also to go in the dumpster box.
Okay, well I'm gonna help you out. Now he's been working really hard. Tell me, what's his name?
That's Robert Blake. He's one of our temps.
Hi, Robert. I'm gonna help you out for a couple minutes.
Yeah, he does this about eight hours a day.
Okay. Okay, they're pretty wet, and I'm not doing so good with this one bag. I'm gonna be covered in leaves. I can see that. Oh, no, see, that's not good. I just buried a bag. There is a technique.
Yeah, you can either make it job easy or hard.
Yeah, and I think I'm not helping. Yeah, I'm dumping it on my own feet. I think I would need a radio out here too. And I guess once the leaves get really, really wet, this is not a fun job at all.
Well, that or like yesterday when it was raining all day long. Robert wasn't too happy without it.
No, I can see that.
But as many leaves as we have coming in, we have to stay on it pretty well daily. So.
And I'm not very good at this ripping thing. Well, I think I'm using the wrong side of the knife. Okay, I can see doing this for a while, your back would start hurting.
Back, and one thing you didn't do, you always got to make sure you want to kick it.
Oh,
now you got a big pile that you got to kick through.
Oh, and there could be all kinds of stuff down here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I think we're going to let a truck empty some leaves over here. Oh man, just a couple minutes and look at me. You can have your knife back.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Let's watch some leaves be dumped. Oh goodness. Yeah. You've got a hard job. I can't imagine doing that for very long. Okay, so you got a load ready?
Leave bigger. Oh, that was bags.
Oh, that was bags? Oh gosh.
What?
Okay, Mike, tell us what we're looking at here.
They're bringing a load of leaves in now with what we call our knuckle booms. They use the
Okay.
knuckle booms to pick up the leaves when we get a lot of leaves on the ground and the rear packers can't keep up with the job. So they'll use this truck here. There's another one just like it to help out.
And this is the truck that's really good for picking up brush too, because it's like a big claw that reaches down and grabs things.
Yes, ma'am. That's true.
Okay.
He's
now,
fixing to show you what he's got on this one.
it can't be easy to pick up with the knuckle boom with that claw without tearing up the bags.
The way it closes, it does a pretty good job, especially
Okay.
after a rain, because some of the bags, the general public, you'll set your bag out when you take your bag out.
Right.
You don't think about the rain, but the rain actually gets down in there and they'll hold water.
Right.
And some of them get so heavy that you can't lift them, so they'll use this truck here also.
I know we've got a rule of no more than, was it 40 pounds per
Yes.
bag, but probably wet leaves, I can't imagine what they weigh.
Well, like yesterday, if you had your 40-pound bags out there after that rain and everything, like I said, it can double in weight in no time.
And that's not the residents' fault.
No, ma'am.
That's why you need the knuckle boom.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how many times do you think he's going to come here today emptying leaves?
He'll probably be in 5 to 6 times. That's travel time and everything.
That's travel time and everything?
Yes.
Okay. And this is just the tip of the iceberg for the leaf season?
The pile we have here will almost meet this pile we've got here
Oh
by the
goodness.
time we're done. This
Okay.
whole area right here will be nothing but leaves.
And leaf season runs through December 19th, but you can't determine when all the leaves will be down.
No, ma'am, because we have an ice storm or a snowstorm or something that pretty well takes, it goes to the number one thing on the list when we have to get out and clean the streets and
I
everything.
didn't think you were supposed to say ice storm. That's one of those
Oh,
banned
I
words
know.
in your department.
Right now it is, yes, ma'am.
You just got through with the windstorm.
Yes, and after last year's events, we're not, we don't really need nothing else right now, that's
No.
for sure.
Yeah, the compost facility's looking good in that you've gotten a lot of the September 14th storm cleaned up. You're just now getting the first real big loads of leaves, so
Yes,
everything's on schedule?
so far.
Everything's on schedule. Okay, well, I've got leaves in my hair. My hands are kind of filthy, a little bit dirty. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get that dirt out from under there. I think for today's Your City at Work, I think I'm done for the day, Mike.
Okay.
Can I shake your hand? Yeah, you got
Thank
a little
you.
dirty there too, so you'll
Yes.
shake my hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much for watching Your City at Work. I am Public Information Officer Pam Spencer. Well, I didn't think the leaves would be that dirty. I just thought wet leaves. How dirty can that be? Really?